difficulty. Sorry about that. We had to And I think we're back in business finally here. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Want to apologize for that. We had to restart the stream, and we're here, second half action. We got a little email from Doge there is what happened, Wyatt, and told us we were out of business, but Logan McCreary down in the room was having none of that, and he got us restarted again. So Logan, thank you. 3-2 the score right now in favor of YVU. Panthers get a shot up, man, big scoring opportunity. What you missed there the last couple of minutes in the first half, I got to tell you, I'm totally impressed with Braylon Green. The YVU team at times seems like they're dominant, but man, when Braylon Green gets in there, he wins every battle on the puck. There he is with the puck again. And he had a big score there at the end of the half. Green taken down, no call. I'm really surprised.
Throws the stick. That's a good way to get a call there.
And so YVU at the puck. But anyway, Braylon Green with another snipe. He's got both goals for the Panthers, and single-handedly, he's really, when he takes control of the game, it's Panthers all the way. YVU has really at times dominated this game. 3-2 the score, 13-12 shots on net, so it's close either way. YVU with the puck. You see them with their teal jerseys left to right across your screen. They slow it down. They're looking for breakout play here.
So we only missed, I think, 5 minutes of action there and one goal?
Yeah, I think so.
That's pretty good, all things considered. Oh, and that comes out of play.
Yeah, puck goes into the bench. And we're going to get a face-off. I think that face-off is going to go back in the Panthers zone. Green is one who knocked it into the bench.
Center.
We're going to go to center, yep. Face off at center now. Panthers win. They control the puck back in their zone. Green behind the net. Doesn't see what he wants. Comes out. Sends it over to Menard. Back to Green. Menard hasn't popped off his stick though, and Dunn comes away with it. Sends it across.
He's got
Here's Yoder. Nice pass. Shot, and it's in the net. You called that one.
Vassallo again.
You called that one. Vassallo was open on the left wing.
Now Vassallo, they had one guy drop in low, and Vassallo stays up high. And Yoder makes no mistakes with the pass, and Vassallo makes no mistake with the shot.
When I talk about Yoder's skill, it's his hockey IQ, his sense there of who's open and who isn't, and you see that when he plays all the time, and that's what he gets from his dad. I'm telling you right there, that's what his dad is known for. Nice save by Talent there, shot by Vassallo again.
And he's got excellent offensive awareness and vision. And combine that with the ability to place that puck pretty much where he needs to.
Green, take it down again.
No call on the play.
Yeah, he's not happy about it. He wants one of those calls. Panthers now. Menard got a chance, shot, nice save. Green sends it to the front. Menard got a stick on it, but just barely, couldn't really get it on net. YVU, nice pass, give and go there. Oh, I don't know how he missed that. Dunn took it to the backhand, and he had an opening in the net there. Just couldn't place it though. Shoots it wide. Puck is tied up by Talent.
And so it's back to a 2-goal game here.
It is. A little bit of talk going on. The players are starting to get a little bit more serious about this. You can see Green on the Panthers especially has been into it with a couple of different players as they joust.
And it's getting a little bit chippy, for sure.
Yep. Face off the Panthers defensive zone. YVU comes out with it. Puck goes to the front, but the defense knocks it down. Solway has it knocked off his stick. Shot, and it's in the net. Wow, Caden Hill. Watch this shot by Hill. There's really not a lot to shoot at here, but watch this. Man.
Yeah. He just places that perfectly.
Timeout by the Panthers now, down 5-2, just that fast. Man, just a couple minutes ago, it was a one-goal game, and I was talking about how close it was anybody's game. And YVU, they can just, when they get a chance to shoot the puck, they got some guys that can hit a pin, you know.
And you just have to be impressed with them playing against a older, more experienced team. And not only are they not intimidated, they're coming out all cylinders firing.
Yep. They just, you see that little opening, that donut hole, and they hit it. You can see the Panthers on the bench. Coach is trying to get them worked up here, but man, they look a little bit down, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And like you say, YVU, they really don't need much to take advantage of.
Yeah.
And Panthers haven't played a bad game.
No, not at all.
YVU just has that little extra edge on them.
Well, we're going to see what happens here with, would like to see Riley Green get involved with the puck some, because he's been so good when he's had the puck for the Panthers. YVU wins faceoff. Denzer behind his own net.
And there's Green giving him a little shove.
Nice pass across. Shot. Good save there. That was Kitchell who got that shot off, but Talent went down and used the pad. Panthers trying to break it out of the zone. And here comes Green. Has that puck taken away. Kitchell behind the net. Green chases him, steals the puck. Got a man in front, sends it there. That one is just a little bit errant. Now the Panthers control it back in their zone. Jones takes it behind the net. They can't afford to waste time, though. There's still, a little under 12 minutes to go in the game. And, possession is one thing when you take it behind the net, but Jones has a chance to just bring that right back up, and you can't waste any time now if you're the Panthers. Here's an opportunity here. Shot. It's in the net.
That was a good shot here by Menard.
Yeah, that really was. Nice passing play. Just when I talked about them slowing it down, what did they do, So.
If there's one thing I learned this week during broadcasting, as soon as you bring something up, the opposite happens.
Yep. Shot from outside. Goes high. Green sends it back behind the net. Panthers now. Down by 2. Plenty of time left. Nowhere to go with the puck. Nobody's really moving fast. Everybody just taking their time. Green sends it forward. Jones got Solway in front. Save by Cyberlich. Solway almost had the steal there. Yoder sends it across. Dunn sends it back. Puck goes all the way down into the corner. Menard now, the man who had the last goal. He was trying to play that up the boards from himself, and the Panthers were changing, and Stone was getting on the rink, and it went off of him. I don't think that Menard saw that coming. Green sends it to the front. Nice pass. Solway just couldn't finish it.
Well, it really was a nice pass, and he had nothing but open net in front of him.
Yep. Yoder. Looked like he had a man coming down the slot, but he sends it back. He's not going to take any chances with a 2-goal lead. 9.5 minutes to go. YVU now taking their time. Pass all the way forward. Vassallo Can't get a hold of it. Stone now. Green brings it back into his own zone here. Panthers. Stone. Stone broke out from the left wing there. He managed to get around a man and get a shot off, but he didn't have much of an angle, and he puts that high up over the net.
Yeah.
Face off.
Sibulich got any pieces of that, right? Just a high shot.
Could be. Sibulich might have got a shoulder on it. I'm not sure. Panthers now in the offensive zone. YVU manages to knock it out, but the Panthers have it. Green plays it across. Menard back to Green. YVU puts on a forecheck. They turn that puck back. Long pass, that one goes off a stick. Hill tries to play that forward. Kitchell comes out with it now. With speed, comes through center. Good back check though by the Panthers. Green wins that one. Stone comes away with it up the boards on the left wing. Sends it forward. Bernard, nice move. Comes to the middle. Tries to play it between the legs, and it's taken away. Good defense. 2-on-2 here. YVU shot.
That's gloved aside rather confidently, isn't it?
Yep, talent.
Talent.
You see the clock running there, coming down to 7 minutes.
He saw that one in all the way.
Yeah, you can see he's got his good sight line there. YVU wins the faceoff. Dunn plays it across, shot from outside. Bliven tried to shoot that in from outside. It goes off a defender up into the netting. We're going to get a faceoff again. YVU's okay with that. Slow it down. Faceoffs, run the clock.
Oh, yeah, they're happy to let Jagger cover it up or shoot it into the netting. The rest of this game, eat about 30 seconds at a time off this clock.
Menard sends it across. Green.
What you can't do if you're YVU is let Riley Green get going.
Yep. Solway has it bobbled off his stick. YVU comes out with it.
Braylon Green, excuse me.
Yep. Bliven now behind the net. YVU picks it up. Dunn takes it the length of the floor, gets a shot off from a bad angle. Talent shuts that one down.
For a second, I thought that it may have gotten past Talent, but he's calm and he makes the save rather easily.
And again, YVU's okay with that. They get a face-off, clock's running. Panthers now with possession. Jones. Drops it. Green takes it. Now tries to put on some speed. Stolen now. YVU comes back. Shot from outside. There it is. It's in the net. That's done. Done with the little...
I don't know what you call that with the...
yeah, the fancy celebration. You call that making the other team mad, is what you call that. Okay. 3-goal lead, though, for YVU. And running clock, 4.5 minutes to go. Green, pass forward. Shot. Nice save. That was Menard. Got that shot off. Cyberlich with the save. YVU comes back. Nice pass across by Hill. They couldn't get their stick on it, though. Good defense by the Panthers to break it up. That pass goes by a man, though, and here comes Hill again. Got a man across. Tries to take that shot. It goes up the side of the net. Jones fighting for it with Hill. Hill comes out on a wraparound. Nice save by Talent. Hill all the way back in his own zone now.
And now up by 3. That clock is going to keep running once we get inside 2 minutes, unless the Panthers can get one back here.
Stone for the Panthers. Takes pen, that comes with speed. This is what they need. They need to push it, get some speed going. Pass across the green. Nice pass. Oh, just couldn't get the stick on it. That was Menard.
Green is doing everything he can to get his
He
team
really
back
is.
in it.
Yeah. Green running to the net now. He's got it in a lone shot. Nice save.
It's a good save from Cyberlich. Oh, and that gets the boys fired up on the bench.
You know, I think he was coming out of the net. He was coming forward, and I'm not sure if he was going to try a stick check, but he fell forward, and he still managed to get his glove up in the air.
He's got a big smile after making that save.
YVU coming back now. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. And they send it all the way back into their own zone. Taven Yoder goes to get it. Bliven. Panthers trying to put on a hard forecheck here. They need to do that. Pass forward. YVU got a man breaking to the net. There it is. Shot up over the net.
That's
that
a
was
good play.
done. It was in all alone.
It's a good play from YVU. Just couldn't quite put the punctuation on it.
Vassallo with the shot. Goes off a defenseman. Done with the puck deep in the offensive zone. Sends it back to his own zone. Bliven with the puck. Under 2 minutes to go. Yoder. Bliven. He's going to bury the puck behind his net. Gets pushed out. Yoder has a pop off his stick, but YVU manages to retain possession 2-on-1. Pass to the front. That one goes off a skate, though. Bliven couldn't get his stick on it. Panthers now. Minute and a half to go. Green. Nice back pass. Man, they just missing that. That was Valentine.
Yeah, Green slamming the stick in frustration.
Yeah.
That was a good pass from him, and his teammate just couldn't handle it.
Bernard sends it across. Solway goes off his stick. Oh! That one, he almost put that in his own net. Cyberlich stopped that one, and he went to go tie it up, and he fell. Run.
And they're happy. Just take as much time as they can off this clock.
Yep.
And we're just about within 30 seconds.
2-on-1 for YVU again. Hill with the puck, cuts to the front. Tries to wrap around. Nice save by Talent. But then the rebound comes out, and YVU puts that one in the back of the net.
And that's the exclamation point on this one.
Yeah.
As that should
forward to. So
That
please
should be a
stay
good one.
tuned. We'll be back in just a couple of moments here.
Well, welcome back to Roller Planet's live stream coverage of the Walt Frazier Invitational 2025. We are in our final 2 games of our broadcast week. This is day 4. I'm Logan McCrary here with Bill Mulhern, taking over for Wyatt McCrary. Bill, it's a pleasure to be here with you. It's been a long week of hockey here at the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena, and we are just about to get to what could be our most exciting games all week.
Yeah, it's been a good week of hockey, and we're finishing really strong with these 17 and under games. We've seen some great games already today, and I expect this one to be as good as it gets. I'll tell you my take on this game. Ethan Mosier for the Thunder. I thought he was great in net for the Thunder earlier today when I watched him. On the other side, the Lightning, the duo of Bishop Weiss and Braden Russell, I thought were really good, and they're going to have to do something to solve Mosier.
Yeah, absolutely. We were watching Moser yesterday here and round robin play, and the aggression from Moser is incredible. He comes out, he plays the puck, he will come out of the net, he will fling it down the other. I think he's got a couple assists in this tournament, Bill.
I know he has at least one today when I was watching him. And I would say, Logan, that Mosier is better if he were a little less aggressive. He's had a couple of times he's gotten caught out of the net, and it didn't come back to bite him yet, where the other teams didn't score on those opportunities. But sooner or later they will. And I'd like to see Mosier just stay in his crease and be cognizant of the fact that if he just does a good job playing goalie, his team's going to win.
Yeah, and there's a look at Moser right there. Before we get going, I want to apologize. We did have some technical difficulties with our stream. We are back up here on our YouTube channel. Lost our signal somewhere in the end of that last or the first period there. First time in 2 years that I've been doing this that's happened. So knock on wood. Hope we don't have any more of that, because I'd hate for anybody to miss any of the action here. And we are just a second away from puck drop. Here we go, Bill.
Whistle on the face-off. Lightning looks like they might have a face-off play going. They're trying to get McGoggle forward on the right wing, see if they can get it to him.
We'll see the Lightning have been playing with a lot of intensity all tournament long. They're going to need every ounce of that to play against this Lincoln Thunder squad. They are high-powered. They shoot from all over the floor. They shoot with a lot of power, and right out of the gate, McConey.
Yeah.
He's going to catch a tripping penalty here. Put his stick right under the skate.
You know, and all he's doing there is just being a little overly aggressive, chasing behind the net, and he's reaching with his stick. It's, nothing on purpose, but you see him, he's trying to get in there. Watch this. At that point, you just got to let him hold on to the puck and try and make a play and play some defense, but Lightning player trying to force the play, force the issue, gets the stick into the feet.
Yeah, Chris Morgan drawing that penalty.
Yeah.
And now Lightning, not how they want to start this game. This is not a team I want to get on the penalty kill against.
No, this is a golden opportunity for the Thunder.
Austinowski get that to Morgan. Morgan puts that over back to Ozzy.
Thunder got a right-handed shooter on the right wing. You'd like to see a lefty over there.
See one skater out there rocking the Omaha jersey, and there's a shot. It's in. Just a minute and 15 into the game, and the Thunder score first on that early power play, and quick mistake leads to disaster for the Lightning. We'll see how quickly they can bounce back from that.
That was a nice little backdoor play. The player there, and I got to catch his number. I don't think there's a number on the jersey. Let's see who that is. But he snuck around behind the net and got lost where the Lightning didn't see him, and he just snuck out on the back post. And as soon as he got there, he had his stick open, and he could have scored that with a pool noodle, is what they say. That one is off of the blade of a stick and into the net.
It goes all the way back down to the other end. Number 67, Chris Johnson. Moser sends that over to Morgan. Player to be named later shoots. He scores.
Boy, 2-on-1 right away. The Lightning with a couple of big mistakes. They made the mistake on the penalty in the beginning, and right here they give up that 2-on-1 on what seemed like a really simple breakout by the Thunder. They didn't do anything special to cause that, but the Lightning got over-aggressive once again. Too many players forward, left a man alone in front of the net. You just can't do that against this Thunder team.
Usually Thunder comes after Lightning, Bill.
Yeah. Oh.
There's a turnover. This is Danny Chiaporis got a chance, and he goes too high.
Oh, man.
Little opportunities like that is going to be how the Lightning are going to be able to stay in here. They definitely got a lot of playmakers, but when they give you a gift like that, you got to be able to send that home.
Got to take advantage.
Danny's wearing some shades out there.
Yeah, he's got some goggles that are tinted. I've seen players do that. I've never. I know I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's dealing with an eye issue this morning,
Hard
or
to
if
say,
he's just trying to disguise his eyes a little bit.
I don't know.
Chiaporis
for the hat trick.
Goal score. Nope, right into the chest of Jacob Harrison.
He was going for the hat trick there. We're only a couple of minutes into the game.
3 goals in 3 minutes would be disastrous.
Yeah.
Xander Hames getting in the face of Moser. Waiting for Morgan to do something.
Yeah, Moser doesn't care.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that, and if it gets a little too aggressive with that guy right out in front, I mean they'll let the little back and forth stuff go. But again, if it gets out of hand or goes on too long, the refs will give them a warning.
Yep.
But if it gets out of hand, someone could get a slashing call there, and there's a loose puck, and that
That's the hat trick.
Bounces off the pads, goes right over the shoulder for the Hattie. Sure wish I knew that guy's name.
Well, we got to hear what they call for a name here. I think he's got a name printed on the back of the jersey. I just can't read it.
Says Pep Band on the back of that jersey.
I don't think that's it.
The Thunder got to stop scoring long enough for Gavin Carter in the box to be able to call some scores out here. We'll get a name for you. Dial it back, Thunder. Come on. Connor Carter. 84 on our sheets. We're going to say that's a number 0. That's Connor Carter with the hat trick. 4.5 minutes gone in this game.
That is impressive. And you know what? He had another shot that was almost a score. He almost had 4 goals that fast. And we're still 13.5 minutes to go.
Chris Johnson shot that from the face-off dot right here to the right. Just skates right through the circle here and gets right into the glove. Good snatch there by Ethan Moser.
And, you know, the Lightning, to get behind this early with a goalie like Moser that they have to beat, that's rough.
One-on-one chance here for the Thunder. Gets the edge. McGaw tries to go 5-hole, and that's kept out and covered by Jacob Harrison.
You know, that 5-hole goal is the one that it seems like it doesn't take as much skill, but it's so easy to score in the 5-hole when you get the goalie moving. Harrison with a great job, kept his pads together, even though he was going down and sliding across the crease.
Weiss has got McGaw. Weiss shot. That's up into the body. Swallowed up by Moser.
Like to see the pass there. McGaw was busting down there in the right wing, and he had a lot of net to shoot at. Look at, when you see the angle here, you'll see how much net is open if the pass comes across.
And that was actually Xander Hames.
Yep.
Hames is going to get that after the Lightning win the draw. Pressure from Owen Ostinowski. Johnson trying to give him an option. Braden Russell on the floor now. Hames being patient with the puck, puts it up along the near boards over to Johnson. He tries to chip that over to Russell. It goes into the legs of Pates. Fed all the way up, and that saucer pass, a little too much sauce on it. It rings off a rafter here at the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena.
That's pretty hard to do, Logan.
Yeah.
That is not easy.
I've never heard anybody, I've seen a lot of players, talked to a lot of players from out of town and the ones that call this arena home. Never had anyone complain about the low ceiling here.
No.
I wouldn't say it's a low ceiling, but I can't say I've ever seen a pass like that hit a rafter over the middle of the floor.
Yeah, typically if that happens, it's coming off of the crossbar.
Pates, C-fans on a one-timer chance. Chris Johnson battles a little help from, I believe, McGaw. That gets past McGaw. Hames trying to get it now. He gets that away from Bayer, but a little too far ahead. Not Bayer, that's Chris Morgan wearing a Bayer jersey.
You know, the one thing you see about this Thunder team is they encourage Moser to play the puck. They didn't even chase that puck back. They let him have it.
Good stick by Johnson to keep that away from Morgan, who was coming in with some speed right into the middle. Now a 2-on-0. Shot, right back, give and go, shot and score. What a play by the Lightning. And all right, they got some life.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Big Xander.
It's this last pass right there.
Yeah, nice job, too. And you see that last-ditch effort with the shoe.
Yeah. Johnson, I mean, how many guys are going to make that pass? Almost everybody is going to want to take that shot, but he knows if he gets that puck across, it's an easy one, and real selfless.
Yeah, Moser. Credit to Moser on that one. I don't know any goaltender really that's going to have too good of a chance when they're moving the puck like that right out front, and that's almost what you're going to have to do on Moser. He's got really good vision. He's watching that puck all the way.
Yep. 2-on-0, they made 3 passes.
Causing that misdirection. They parked it right out front, too.
Yep.
Just waited till he committed all the way to the ground. He tried to get a leg pad up on it, couldn't do it.
Boy, they're looking for that long pass every time, aren't they?
That gets past the stick of Hames.
Man in front.
Owen Ostinowski. Morgan. Russell initially got the stick on it. Hames digs it away from him. Looks like they got the tape on the back of that jersey. It looks like a 28 from my eyes. There's a shoulder save by Jacob Harrison. Got to get tall in that net. They're picking on those corners now after going low earlier.
Yep, that's right.
Morgan catches Johnson a little flat-footed. He shoots. That's off the stick, I believe.
Good positional save by Harrison, though.
Now Chris Johnson,
Oh.
and he loses it. He's going to have a breakaway chance there. Here's Hames again, and that pass just a little too far away. Back to Morgan. One-timer fans got another chance on it. He scores off the rebound. Lightning right back into this game.
That was the third scoring chance they had there, and they missed the first two. The first one on an errant pass, the second one on a fan shot. But boy, he got lucky. It hit his skate when he fanned on the shot, and it popped right out in a shooting position for him again. Wow.
Hames and Johnson connection there.
Thunder have given up a couple of crazy odd man rushes here after they took that lead. I think a little bit too much confidence, and they forgot about playing defense.
Weiss moved to the outside, tried to pass that into Hames. Thunder kept it out. Then no one knows where the puck is. It's to the right of the pack there. Weiss comes in. He's got Hames. If he can get it to him. Hames had a couple of good passes out front. Tried to get a little bit more centered in on him. Xander, quite the experienced hockey player, playing ice and roller. Got a chance to talk to him. We mic'd him up. We're only going to have time to show you one more video of our player profiles here on our
man in front alone.
broadcast.
Couldn't get it there fast enough.
We'll talk more about that in just a second as Hames controls through the dot. He shoots too high. Haltom. Johnson's got to come out and get it after coming off the bench.
Tried that no-look pass, and he had a man wide open there, cutting down the slot. Just couldn't get it to him.
Moser coming out of the net just a little bit to try to knock that puck away from Chris Johnson. He ended up putting him right back into his shin pads, but the Thunder control once again.
We've got a penalty call on the Lightning. Lightning play enough defense here to get their stick on the puck, and they don't give the Thunder a chance at the 5-on-4 delayed penalty. Let's see what the call is here. Looks like McConey's going off for a hook. Is that what they called? I think so. And so the Thunder got to get a chance here for a power play with a 1-goal lead after they took a 3-goal lead early and looked to be in total control here, but they kind of stopped playing defense a little bit, and the Lightning did a great job with a couple of goals for the comeback. Thunder with a chance to take it to a 2-goal lead again.
I think that shot went off the leg of Harrison.
Yeah, good positional save by Harrison again.
Lightning get the clear. Moser going to leave that for Chris Morgan. Morgan gets the legs extended a little too much.
Thunder are playing that diamond, but they're playing their wingers up pretty high. Nice save by Harrison there.
So apologies if we're getting that name wrong. There are two 28s out there skating for the Thunder.
Oh, almost had a breakaway there for the Lightning.
There's a shot banged off the stick of Harrison. Now Hames gets that clear.
Mosier's got him right where he wants him with the puck on his stick.
That kept out by the blocker of Harrison.
Yeah, that was a 2-on-1 opportunity once again for the Thunder, which you should never give up when you're shorthanded.
Loose puck.
Big blast from outside.
Connor Carter controls. Carter with the early hat trick in this game. That shot, that's into the stick, into the midsection of Harrison. Loose puck, picked up by Russell and sent down the other way. See what Moser wants to do with it here. And there he flings that. That's cut off. This is going to be Hames one-on-one with Moser. Backhanded shot, and it gets away from him just at the last second. Now,
Moser doesn't have a stick.
no stick. He shoots, and that goes too high, just off the glass.
Boy, that was exactly what I was saying about Moser, though, is that he likes to play the puck so much, sometimes he gets himself in trouble.
It's a good move by Connor to toe drag past Russell, then gets pushed back to the outside. I think that was Danny Chinchilla-Porras who put a stick on that. As the Lightning come back to full strength here, Morgan's got it. But that shot too high. I wonder if Weiss might have gotten a piece of that one. We'll see Danny get on the stick of Connor Carter there, kind of just watching the play develop, but also protecting his goaltender. Russell's got it. 3-on-1 rush here for the Lightning. And that rings off the post, and again, when you got rushes like that, we saw earlier what the passing can do to get Moser to go down, and there is a backhanded shot that flings off the back of the glass, but a 3-on-1 rush and you decide to keep it yourself, it's hard. I mean,
well, once again, the Thunder took a big chance on the forecheck there and gave up that 3-on-1. And they've got to understand that they've got a great goalie and they've got a lead, and defense first is what they need to be thinking, I would think.
Coach Jeremy Harbour calling Russell off from McConey.
Yeah.
Harbour's saying something to Russell just a little bit on the bench, but I think Russell understands.
Yeah.
Not a lot of room for any selfish hockey out here for this Lightning team.
Yeah, and if you've ever seen Jeremy Harbour play, the coach there, that's one thing he's known for, is a great passer.
Johnson trying to get that to McGaw. Weiss has got it. Fights through the stick of Connor Carter. That shot goes wide and off the back of the boards. McConey sends a high, slow, bouncing puck over to McGaw, who settles down. He's got two Thunder near him. He's got Johnson right there if he can get it to him. Johnson, even that from McGaw. Lightning trying to set up down the boards, and Weiss was down low.
Yeah.
Connor Carter trying to go top corner now. Carter.
Another great chance for Carter.
Gets it back to Ostinowski. Again, I hope I'm not getting that name wrong. I got 128 on my sheet and 228s on the floor. Anytime I see that, I'm just going to say it's Owen. Moser comes out to play that. Morgan settles that down out of his skates. Gets through three. No, cannot get past Weiss, the third man. Weiss takes a tumble, though. Chipped out, and now he.
Once again, the Lightning had a man behind the play.
Yep. Carter gets that in. A big shoulder save. Bouncing puck goes around the net. Huge save by Harrison on that.
What a nice pass by Carter behind the back. Had a man all alone there.
That time kept out by the legs and a cover up by Harrison. It gets knocked out of his glove, though. There's a shot.
And again, that's Carter with the pass. He's just been dominant when he's had the puck.
It's Chris Morgan with the goal. Battling to try and get possession of that loose puck. You see three Lightning players trying to get back out in front of the net. Chris Morgan left all alone. Harrison already skating down the other side before the horn, but the horn does sound. And I don't know about you, Bill, but that period blew by for me.
Yeah, it really did. And I thought the Thunder looked like they were just going to dominate the beginning of the game. And I got to say, I talked about this. I think they let up a little bit defensively. But the Lightning are right in this, and they're sneaking guys out for breakaways. They've had quite a few scoring chances with odd man rushes and breakaways.
See that third goal by Carter. He actually shot off the legs and initially kept out by Harrison. The rebound went right above him over his shoulder. There's Johnson getting the rebound after fanning on the first shot. And this one right here, there's a couple guys caught out of position. Well, despite being down by 2, the Lightning, I feel like they're definitely still in this.
I would agree with that, but I think that, honestly, if the Thunder could just clean up their defense a little bit, coach has got to talk to them about supporting their goalie, Mosier, a little bit better. Shots on net right now, 17-7 in favor of the Thunder. And I think the play is kind of indicative of those shots on net. The problem is when the Thunder give up shots, they're giving up really solid shots to the Lightning right in front of the net.
Yeah, Lightning need to make sure they're taking advantage of, well, all the advantages they have. We saw that 3-on-1 chance skated in by Braden Russell and decided to take it himself while Moser's watching him come right at him. It's going to be a tough task for anybody. Got to create that misdirection like we saw in their first goal between, I believe, Chris Johnson and Xander Hames.
Yeah, agreed. But good game, I'll tell you what.
Absolutely.
Lightning has showed a lot of skill. They really have. Thunder are doing a really good job of moving that puck around, though, and holding possession of the puck. And we've talked about this before. Possession is a big part of this game.
A number of these Thunder players are returning to the 17U division from last year, but this will be their last year on this squad. A couple of them will be aging out. I believe I heard Connor Pate say that.
Yeah.
I don't have ages for everybody, but many of them trying to finish their last stand here in the 17U division at Walt Frazier with the championship. Braden Russell's going to take this face-off.
Talked about that earlier in the day, this tournament, what it means to these kids. This is the culmination of the year in a lot of cases where they've played all year long, and the whole setup is for this championship.
Gaw gets tripped, and that's going to be a call. So
yeah, easy one.
You saw, there's a shot, I think that might have gone off a post by Hames. Delayed call here. And that drifted across the floor. Typically when they control over the middle and the puck comes back the other way, it gets blown dead.
Yeah.
Morgan collides with Connor Carter in the near corner. Nothing called there.
I think they just got their feet tangled up. I don't know. It was behind the play. I didn't have good eyes on it.
I heard it before I saw it.
Yeah. It didn't look like there was anything really going on there.
So tables turning here early in the second period. The Lightning started the game with an early power play that they gave up and now find themselves up by a skater.
One of the things today, Logan, we haven't seen a lot of penalties. We really haven't. It's been really, really clean play all day long. The penalties we've seen have been a couple of trips, hooks here, a hook here and there, but really nothing malicious.
Short-handed look there. That was going to be Chris Morgan. Lightning got to be careful with that. Short-handed goal.
Yeah.
Absolute last thing you want to see right now if you're skating in blue. This is Chris Johnson. Braden Russell's down low. Johnson handles. Connor Carter gets that away. Russell's going to have to pick that one up.
The Lightning, for their part, after the Thunder got that shot off and they didn't score, when the Lightning get that puck, they've got to get it up the floor fast because they know they've got a 2-on-1 on the other end.
Chris
when
Morgan.
They have two Thunder players all the way down in the zone, in the offensive zone. They just took too long to get that puck forward.
Chiaporas fired that one in. Moser did not cover it up. Russell's got it now in the middle to Hames. Hames, backhand shot.
Nice try.
Too wide.
Boy, once again, another scoring opportunity there for Carter. Lightning need to get set up here. They're skating around a lot, but they're not really getting anywhere with the puck. Two-on-one now, once again for the Thunder. Nice save by Harrison. Thunder have done a really good job of creating their own scoring chances here, even though they're shorthanded. So we're going to get a face-off in the Lightning defensive zone. And that clock is running down. This penalty is going to be over by the time they drop that puck.
Thunder, full strength.
Thunder win that face-off. But the Lightning pick it up in their own zone. Nice little pass here, 2-on-1. Shot, that one is just a bit high there. Bishop Weiss had a good scoring opportunity. The defenseman backed off and played the pass. And he allowed Weiss to take that shot, but Weiss missed it by a nice little margin there. Face off in the Lightning offensive zone now, 14 minutes to go in the game. We've seen the Thunder do that a lot. They've got a face-off play where they play that puck forward. They just try and bang it long, and they get the winger on the offside taking off down the rink, looking to see if they can get a breakaway. They've made it work a couple of times. That time the Lightning were onto it, and they got back and were able to corral that pass.
Ames controls after intercepting that pass with the skate. Chris Johnson, he controls. Over to Hames. Nice little feed through the legs. There's a shot up into the mask area on Moser. Connor comes in. Bishop Weiss putting the body on him, trying to keep him from getting into the middle.
That looked like it was going to be a huge collision. Carter just got out of the way, didn't run into the goalie.
And you saw Harrison pop up, anticipating two bodies to run right into him.
Yeah.
Now Kingston Chicane out front. He chases after Chris Johnson behind the net. Johnson reams that one around the wall. Braden Russell going to try and chase that one, but Moser's there. He clears that now. Hames got it. Hames, as Moser resets, he shoots and he does not score. It rang off the post.
That was the inside of the post, it looked like to me. I don't know how that popped out.
It had to bounce off of Moser. I would have bet anything that was in.
Yeah. Once again, Moser, though, gets himself in trouble by trying to play the puck too aggressively.
Well, great job by Hames skating up. Saw that coming. Saw that Russell had the left side blocked off. Hames was ready for that. See if we can get another look at it. We'll try. Yeah, here comes Hames. Trying to get that to Chris Morgan.
I think Moser is such a good goalie. He's just giving them opportunities by playing that puck up the slot.
Yeah, that puck rang off the post and just went right into the left side of Moser. He honestly got super lucky on that one. Hames almost caught him. Morgan, a little space over the middle. Gets back, shot and score, going top shelf. Chris Morgan.
Morgan got that puck up top in the zone, and he corralled it, and he stopped, and he looked around, and then his coach yelled at him, "Walk it in." I don't know if you heard that. And he reacted to it and did what the coach told him to do and ended up with a great scoring opportunity, had plenty of time to pick his spot and scores on the play. That's a great play by the coach, I guess, is what you'd say. You don't see that much, but they tell the guys to do what in real time, and the players do it.
Morgan makes another good move and a shot and score. I want to take another look at this move by Morgan because, man, just the puck control through traffic was impeccable. Look at this. He's got guys on either side. He gets past behind Weiss. Weiss tries to put a stick up into the hands right there at the end to take the shot off and can't do it, going low past the left leg pad on Jacob Harrison. Now the Thunder back up on a 4-goal lead.
Yep. And Weiss did get a stick like up into the elbow where he, for a second held him off, but great control, as you say.
Weiss was able to break up an earlier shot attempt by really playing the body of Morgan, and I think, it might be a little bit of a risky play, but that might be the only way to get that guy off the puck. There's a shot, bouncing puck right out in front of Harrison. Weiss has it, trying to get that through the skates. Thunder picked that up, two guys in the middle. So I think I got this solved. There's a pass.
The 28 problem? Yeah.
That shot into the
body.
Nice
save.
Yeah, this one right here. I think that might be 88 Gabe Elliott.
Right.
And then he's wearing the red hat. There's a shot kept out. And then the other one there, right there, the 28 in the blue. I'm pretty sure that's Owen Ostinowski. Weiss, back check from Owen. Moser keeps it out. Owen up to Landon Simonson. Haven't seen a ton of him this game. He turns that over. McConey gives it to himself along the wall. 2-on-1.
Oh, just couldn't get it across. Had a man
Ostinowski
wide open.
pulled that puck away. 9 minutes to go. The Lightning to see if they can get something going. Braden. Russell's got it. 1-on-1 against Simonson. He gets past him, looking for a shot. Trying to go top corner. He had it, and it hit the post. That post bailed Moser out a number of times in this game. See the Lightning, if they can dial in those shots a little bit more.
Russell, as he came down the slot, he turned around to see if he had any help, and he was waiting to make a pass, and nobody came. So finally he said, I'm just going to take it myself.
Hames again going too high. Hames has probably had 6 or 7 shots like that.
Yeah.
Got to settle that down. Morgan trying to make another one. That time Weiss plays the body and keeps him off of it. Morgan kind of put it a little bit too far behind Weiss.
Yeah, Morgan looked like he had the move on the initial toe drag, but then he tried to pull it back and cut the other way.
Another 2-on-1. Weiss with Russell. He shoots to Russell and can't get the shot that he wants. But back to Hames. Hames shoots into the body. Hames has got McGaw. Chips that up to him. McGaw, Russell right out front. Thunder have it. Mishandling that puck. Connor Carter makes a move. Back to the outside. Nice little spin-a-rama to get that back in, though. Shot from Owen. Too wide. Russell sends that up along the boards to Weiss. We've got 2 guys chasing.
Nice
Leaves it
pass.
for Hames. Hames, big chance here.
Oh.
Breaks. Oh, he breaks his stick on that. Snapped up near the top of the shaft. Pieces sitting right out in front of Moser, and there's the feed over to Morgan. Can't settle that one down. Hames into the boards. He gets another stick off the bench.
Yeah, talk about bad luck. There's a race.
Chris Johnson for a shot here. And off the legs. Hames is going to pick that up. Got to get to it, though. Weiss over to Hames. Got 2 guys down low. Look at this. There's a shot and score. Xander Hames.
Wow. You know, at that point, Mosher is looking at Hames come in, but he's got so many options. Mosher doesn't know which way to play it, and it just backed him deep into the net all the way onto the line because Mosher had nowhere to go with it. If he comes out of the net, it's a pass across and an easy in.
Well, after bringing this game within 1, at one point it was 3-2 Thunder, and things kind of got away from the Lightning for a little while. Now they get back on the board. Still got 3 more to try to find here in the last 6:45 to go. Take a look at that play where Xander Hames snapped his twig.
Look at this. Bam.
All kinds of room, and he was going to have a bone to pick with Bauer probably. Coach Jeremy talking up the guys on the bench there.
You know, the Lightning have had stretches where they've looked great. They've moved the puck really well. They just got to they've got to get guys to the front of the net over and over and over again now. Behind by 3 goals, under 7 minutes to go. They've got to sell out and get guys to the front of the net and start pumping that puck in there as much as they can.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Bill. You know, we're looking at the shots here. We got 14-22.
Yeah.
I think the real difference in this game has been the Lightning's accuracy.
Yeah.
Or really, I mean, to be blunt, their inaccuracy. They've had so many shots go wide on Moser. Xander Hames, definitely one of them. He's had 6 or 7. Just had a little too much on it, and now here's Connor Carter again. Have the Thunder come away with that one. Chris Johnson Gets the breaks. Got a little space here. Johnson, see
Boy,
again, firing.
He could have
too
walked all the
wide.
way in there. The defenseman skated away, and I don't think Johnson realized.
Going low that time. Shot from Braden Russell. Getting pressure from Chacon. And one of the Thunder player kicks that puck away, and they get a clear on it.
Lightning come out of that timeout with a burst, though.
This is Xander. Leaves that for Chris Johnson. Johnson feeds that back along the near boards. Haynes has it. And loses that from Chacon. Weiss back to Johnson now. Lightning keeping two guys pretty close.
And they've got a man down low if they get it there.
Rebound off the leg pads of Moser. Ostinowski's got it. All the way back down. Connor Carter looking for his fourth. Going low. Chacon, backhanded pass. Weiss sends that along the boards. Russell trying to chip that over the stick of Ostinowski. Ostinowski does not let it go through. He's going to circle the net. Hames. Ostinowski picks his stick up.
Yeah, nice play by Ostinowski there. Hames was about to create a 2-on-1. Good skating. Man alone in front.
Trying to get that pass, and Hames gets away with a little trip there.
Yeah, they could have called that one.
Matt Parr is shaking his head out there, wearing the stripes there on your screen. Chris Johnson to Hames. That pass bounces off the stick. It's a 3-1 rush here. As Chacon pulls off, becomes a 2-1. with
No
Weiss.
back check, though. No back check. The Lightning guys look tired. They put a burst on after the timeout.
And there's a feed. Here's Russell. He's got Hames with him. Reads to Haynes, and then Morgan gets a stick on it right at the last second. Huge play.
Yeah.
Moser was on his back in the crease. He had the legs stuck up in the air. It seemed inevitable. Chris Morgan denied him. That's over to Russell. Russell with a chance now.
The Thunder letting this play go back and forth is not what they want to do. I'm sure the coach talked about playing defense, and instead they're moving that puck up and down the rink quickly, and they're giving the Lightning some scoring chances here.
Russell sends that over to Weiss, but it's going to be Hames who gets it back to him. There's a shot in low. Hames with Moser diving to the left. Speaking of tired, I don't know how Connor Carter is not tired. He's been out there this whole time. I really don't know if he's come off the floor, Bill.
I know. Give the Lightning a lot of credit here. They've really put on a push.
Rebound. Chris Johnson, second attempt, also kept out. Johnson scoring on an earlier rebound in the first period. Connor Carter, shot going low.
Yeah,
Heard
looking
that,
for the 5-hole there.
Yeah, pop off the stick of Jacob Harrison. 3:30 to go. Weiss has it. Gets past one stick.
Nice
over
pass.
to Russell. Russell comes back around, skates over to Connor Carter, puts another stick on it, but Russell picks it right back up. He's going to send that all the way back down to Hames, goes under his stick, and he's going to have to go chase that one down.
But you had Holtum all alone in the slot there, but the defense just got their stick on it.
Xander's got to get past Morgan first. On the wall to Russell. You can see the trust from this team out of Lincoln as Connor makes a move to get past Halton. That shot wide of the net. Russell was right there. He had two guys about 8 or maybe 10 feet away from him, and either one of them trying to rush him.
Moser really the story of the game here at the end, though. Lightning doing a great job, getting a lot of good scoring opportunities. Moser just shut them down.
Ames making the move to go backwards and finds Ostinowski there. Has been big with the back check on Hames. Now here's a big chance for Morgan. Tries to get that to Ostinowski. Looking for a little backhand there and goes up into Harrison's pads.
Good work by Harrison. He read that pass across. You could see it was coming, and he got across quickly to get his pad down. Watch it. You can see he knows it's coming, and he's ready to move. Under 2 minutes to go now. Thunder wasting some time here, taking it behind their net. No reason to hurry. Lightning have got to chase that puck now. They've got to get behind the net and go for it. And there it is.
Connor Carter. Call him the Iron Man.
Yep.
Connor calling for that. Morgan's
he was
pass.
open.
Takes a fortunate bounce right back to the stick after he missed Carter. Chinchilla Porras putting a stick on that.
Once again, good defensive play with the stick. Had a man alone in front. The Thunder did.
If the Lightning have anything left, they got to start putting on the urgency here.
Yep.
That was a loose puck that McGaw could have gone for. Didn't really even lean in on it. There's a shot. That goes too wide. Looked like it was going to tickle the post on that one.
2-on-1.
Here's a chance. Morgan's got McGaw. Shoots, bouncing off the skate, I believe, of Chris Morgan.
You know, when you're looking for a pass on that 2-on-1, you got to get to a spot where your stick is open, and McGaw just skated right past the opening and didn't give him a chance for the pass.
30 to go. And the Thunder are going to just opt to control. As I say that, they feed it in for possibly one more shot attempt. Sent all the way back down by McConey. And it seems like this one is going to end as is. Moser's just going to hang on to it. Again, as I say that, sends it back the other way.
He's got to make that one more play.
Ostinowski lets that go. The horn will sound. And we will finish this game. The 6-3 score. And a championship win here in the 17U division for the Lincoln Thunder.
I got to say, I think the Thunder really deserved that win, but props to the Lightning. They were never, even though they're down by 3 goals, they put on a big push. They were never really out of it. They played a really solid game, and a lot of credit to the Lightning, but the Thunder were just the dominant team in this tournament.
Absolutely. It started with the power play goal by Carter, followed by that snipe, and then that play through the legs that just took a terrible bounce for Harrison. He initially got the save on it, just bounced right up. That might be my favorite play of the game right there, though.
Yeah.
That quick 3 passes to catch Moser
absolutely.
down, and then Chris Johnson getting his own rebound. There was Morgan's first. Here is his second, making that nifty toe drag move, and again, another great shot. Oh, and it was Morgan. Morgan had a hat trick. So Carter and Morgan with the Hatties. Xander Hames making that move. That was the Lightning's final score of the game, and that was the final one in total. So now, we hope you enjoyed that one, but we're going to send it down to the Roller Planet studio for our next player profile before we get to our final game of our broadcast. You're watching Roller Planet. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
All right, let's go, boys.
Hi, my name is Kenley Boma, and I'm playing for the Des Moines Explosion, and I'm 15 years old. Favorite hockey player? Me and my dad really enjoy watching the Panthers. It's just kind of something we stick to.
Watching Corbin, watching Corbin.
Sergei Bobrovsky is really fun to watch. I like watching him, so.
I would not try him. I would not try him. He's gonna outskate you, bro. I'm sorry, but no, just don't. I'm warning you, bro. Don't do it.
I just like being goalie. I just kind of got into it when I started playing. When we started, I would ask my dad if I could play goalie, and that's just kind of what I stuck with over time. Roller's just really fun. We get to go to a lot of fun places and stuff, and I just like transferring from my teammates from ice to roller and sticking around with those teammates and just really getting to know them better and play with them better.
Hey, just watch the red helmets. Just watch the red helmets. They can actually really shoot.
Toughest part is preparing for the unexpected.
Brayden, stop! Brayden, stop!
There's a lot that can go wrong, especially like rebounds and stuff. That's one thing I'm really trying to work on is, doing my rebounds and just pushing everything to the corners.
Oh, what a snag.
I definitely try to get more aggressive with the puck and just try to be more aggressive with my poke checks and stuff and just pushing things to the corner, just getting it out of the way, or jumping on things right as it comes, just trying to cover everything, get it out. Goals are going to happen, you can't prevent all of them. Some are going to slip in, and you just got to keep going because you can't let down on your teammates. especially during a round robin tournament. Like the goal differential really matters, and keeping going for your team really matters, because I don't want them to give up on me either.
It's all good. That's on me.
My mom and dad and my grandma. I'd probably say thank you. Nothing's possible without them. They do everything for me, and I can't imagine how I'd be doing without them. And everybody who supports, even buying me Raising Cane's before a game, everything counts. So.
Go, 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 go!
And you're watching Roller Planet.
We welcome you back from the broadcast booth here at the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena for our final game of Day 4 out of 4 of our live stream coverage of the 2025 Walt Frazier Invitational. We bring you next the Tier 1 Championship from the 17U Division. If you're just joining us, appreciate having you with us today. If you missed any moment of the action today or any time this week, you can always go back and re-watch it, or watch it for the first time on our YouTube channel. All of our live streams stay there after the conclusion of our broadcast. Again, happy to have you with us. If you don't mind, go ahead and take a moment, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. I'm Logan McCrary here with Bill Mulhern. Bill, glad you were able to make the trip up today.
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. It really has been. And we're going to get a good finish here with this Explosion team. They've been the top-rated team in this tier, in this division. And they've had a couple of guys that were really impressive to me. I think Roland Coker, he controls the play a lot up top for this team. He'll have the puck on his stick a lot. And we're going to have to watch for him. But they're going to have their hands full with this young YVU team. We know Taven Yoder, how much skill he has, but we saw Kieran Vassallo could shoot the puck. The last game we watched him, he buried a couple, and so they've got some dangerous players on this YVU team. I'm really looking forward to watching this game here.
Taking a look at the Explosion bench as we get the horn on the warm-up period. Teams will make their final preparations, and yeah, Kieran, they call him KJ. I got to talk with him a little bit. We'll have his player profile up on our social media channels. We can check those out later. We're going to be posting stuff over the next week. We've gotten a lot of pictures of the action, a couple of skill competition awards. We'll get that posted as well. Got a ton of video and a lot of pictures to get through, Bill. We promise you folks out there it is all coming. But as you said, this YVU squad, all these kids, part of the 14U squad. Yeah. They like to play up here at their home rink at the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena. These tournaments in their backyard. They do this to try to face the bigger, faster players, so they're that much more prepared when they travel. And it really pays off. This has got a really high flying squad, a lot of skill out there. And I was listening to the broadcast earlier and listening to you and Wyatt calling games for us. And they put on a show out here against a very, very tough Panther squad.
Yep, they did.
Call it an upset.
You know, one of the stories here to me is in net for YVU, Nober Seibelich. And Noah, when you talk about playing up, one of the things about goalies, and this is really big nowadays, is you want size in a goalie. And Noah is younger than all these guys. And he's going to have to make that first save, and that first one gets right by him. Man, that happened fast.
Owen Elliott with that one.
Size difference, speed difference. He gets that stride going.
Yeah, KJ Vassallo a little slow. Stop moving his feet.
Well, he's got a kid who's 2-3 years older than him coming at him full speed. That's tough. To finish my thought about Noah is that he's going to be smaller than every other goalie that plays in this division as he's playing up in age. And still he's been really good, really solid goalie.
Well, that is Eli Kuhava-Levine in net. Recognize him by the goggles he's got on under those cat eyes.
I did not have that on my roster. That is Eli,
there, I didn't get to see much of that first game that they played. I'm not sure. I know we had Jagger talent on our roster here. I don't know if Levine was in that for the earlier game. I'd like to think that he was, but either way, now he's doing a little stick work out there.
And, of course, he knows these kids really well
that
he's playing against.
Rowan Cooker skates that around. He's got to get past a zebra. Now Theo Nixon's going to have to chase that one all the way down as it goes behind their own net.
Holschlag had a big chance there on the back off of that rebound, but the puck was elevated up in the air. He just barely got a stick on it, but there was a wide open net. If that puck isn't elevated, he's got an easy goal.
There's Holschlag. Cooker feeds that to himself. He gets past the stick of, I believe, Jordan Dunn. Cooker cannot get past the third guy. That was Charles Denzer knocking that back.
You can see his skill, though, his stick handling skill.
IVU make a quick change. Yoder comes off for Braxton Kitchell.
Steal.
Puck loose in the middle. And Noah Cyberlich laying out to stop that rebound attempt.
Yeah.
Big play by Noah. Noah won the skills competition for best goalie in the 17U.
Yeah. Coker was all alone in front and got off a really good shot there.
There's a big play. And a little trip in on the skates. No call from the Zebras.
Yeah.
That was, looked like Charles Denzer putting one between the wheels of Roland Cooker.
Little corkscrew there.
Holschlag, that one,
Man.
I think that actually went off of Cyberlich's stick. I heard a pop, sounded like wood, not metal.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yep, went off the shaft right there.
Yep.
Big knob, no prob for Noah Cyberlich.
Yep.
Charles Denzer trending. Here's a big chance here, and that going high.
Wow.
Is Bo Pennington. IVU leaving two guys right there in the middle. One right in the slot, another one right in Cyberlich's face. And
The Explosion putting on a clinic here. They're getting guys open in front of the net, moving that puck around. They've had some great scoring.
And the YVU scores from a 5-hole, their first shot that they register. Sorry to cut you off, though.
No,
Bill,
no,
but
that's
Braxton
okay.
Kitchell,
Yeah.
or was it Charles Denzer? There's one of those 20s out there. It's Kitchell. What a shot.
Wow. Yeah, that looked like a pretty innocuous play there, and I was just talking away there, jabbering away. Didn't think anything was going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't know if anybody expected that, especially Eli Kuhava-Levine, just putting that right between the wickets there.
Yeah.
And Cooker settles this one down.
I don't think Eli's going to talk any nonsense now after that goal. He's going to be a little quieter.
Cooker catching a breath back there. You see him huffing and puffing.
Yeah. He stays on the floor a lot. And you can see when you look at the bench, the Explosion only have 2 subs. They're playing with 6 skaters. So, here they're at the last game of the tournament. They've got to be tired.
YVU's got 2 full lines.
Yeah.
So they've got youth and numbers on their side, right, Bill?
Yeah. One of those things is good.
There's a shot. I don't know if that really had much of a chance, but Eli puts a glove on it regardless.
Yeah.
KJ going to send that one back. It's going to be Matthew Blithen. Yeah, Blithen taking home a little hardware from this tournament. He was part of the Westminster Warriors Black Squad that won in the 14U division. I believe that was Tier 1. This is Yoder. Slams on the brakes. Bo Pennington's got the pressure on him, though. Pennington got a chance. Another chance for a backhander, and then look at Cyberlich getting on his side to keep that one out, but not getting any favors from Yoder just yet. Yoder's got to get that out.
Yeah, Yoder was not moving his feet there. He was relying on his stick.
Solo shot. Too wide.
You just can't do that. When you've got the puck, if you're standing still, you're going to lose the puck. That's all there is to it.
Well, they've got the size and strength advantage on you. You got to move it.
Yeah.
Those one-on-one battles are just going to be tough as ever. Salo puts a stick on that one. This is done. 12 to go here in the first period in a tie hockey game. 1 apiece. Done. Getting pressure from Cooker. Gets knocked down. Theo Nixon, he sends that one up to Elliott. Little misstep there by Charles Denzer. Gets some space for Elliott, and then
Nice
big
pass.
chance.
Wow.
Yeah, pass out front. There's a turnover. Dunn. He's got Vassallo with him. Dunn trying to give him an outlet. Dunn, probably the biggest guy out there wearing teal.
Right.
He puts a stick up high on Braylon Cooker, who skates right in to the glove. Again, ref's letting him play.
Ooh, stick in the face there.
Denzer goes down, and now Cooker.
Inadvertent. There was a big crash in the corner.
Cooker reaching up to his mouth, seeing
Yeah.
if he's got any blood coming out. He can't see any,
No,
That's why they wear red. Never
Yeah.
let them see you bleed.
There you go. Got a man long if they can get it to him. There it is.
Big pass. Yeah, and a nice move. Catches Cyberlich. He waits for Cyberlich to go down. Then he pushes it out wide, and all kinds of real estate when he makes that move.
He snuck behind the defense. Elliott did, and just nobody's watching him, and you just can't do that, especially these older boys. You get into these 1,400, 1,700 teams. They're just too good, and defensively, you've got to pick up a man and keep your eyes on him. You just can't keep watching the puck.
A lot of good patience comes from a veteran hockey player in Owen Elliott.
Yeah.
So did not rush that shot at all and waited for Cyberlich to commit to the ground. And we talked about it a little bit in our earlier broadcasts, but unless you got really, really long legs, which unfortunately, compared to the other guys out here, Cyberlich does not really have, it's tough to move in the crease on this floor. It's not ice out there. Sliding becomes difficult once that goaltender gets committed to the ground. There's a snatch out of the air by Cyberlich. Again, once they get committed to the ground, it becomes a lot easier to try to get past them.
Coker with that shot, he's really not going to score from there, and you'd like to see him, he's got a man going to the net, you'd like to see him keep that shot low and look for a rebound off of the pad and just not let Cyberlich get his glove on it.
From our camera angle on that one, you could see that was headed right for that far corner at the top of the net, but Cyberlich had eyes on it the whole way. Vassallo,
Yeah, he's going to get that every time.
We'll see Vassallo control that puck there instead of just sending it the other way. I don't know if he thought Dunn was making a rush on that, but in a game with no offsides and no icing, that more often than not becomes a turnover.
Yeah, those are the little mistakes that mean everything.
Nice job by the YVU to cut off Bo Pennington there. Strong passing work from Theo Nixon to get that to him. Shots 11-2 in favor of the Explosion.
Cyberlich gave up that first shot for a goal, and then he made the next 6 or 7 saves and really kept his team in the game because there was a stretch there where the Explosion were just dominant offensively.
Cooker's going to camp out. Call it a cookout.
Yeah.
Honestly, the most interesting thing happening on the floor right now is the stick battle between Eli Kuhava-Levine
and
Taven
Yoder. And they're good friends.
Yeah. As are their dads.
Yep, that's right.
Nice turnover by the YVU. Taven
Got
Yoder
Yoder.
got some space, in for a shot, and the big shaft stayed with the stick like Kuhava-Levine. You see him arc that elbow up and just puts the stick right in front of it.
And then he skates away from the net as if to say, had it all the way.
Now, we are a family-friendly broadcast, so this does prevent this, but I wish I had a mic on Eli right now so we could hear what he's saying. I know he's laughing to himself and probably a couple other choice words in net. There's a shot by Charles Denzer that deflects off a body. Trying to go, it's right there between the skate and the post. We saw that puck trickle off the side. Kuhava-Levine took all the momentum out of it, though, so does not go in.
Well, that's the battle inside the battle. These kids that know each other. It's just when you know the circumstances and you know the kids, it's kind of fun to watch.
There's a face-off win in the offensive zone by the YVU. This is Denzer. Denzer to Kitchell, who had the goal earlier, going 5-hole on Kuhava-Levine. Caden Hill out there with Blumendahl, Kitchell, and Allen. Gets past one, can't get past the second. It's a 3-on-1 rush now for the Explosion. YVU's got a rush to get back. Another give-and-go pass and shot and score by the Explosion. What a play.
Tic-tac-toe, as you say, 3-on-1, and every one of those players touched the puck. Watch this. 1, 2. Oh, it was a give-go-give right back to the same guy.
Yep.
But either way, it was 2 passes instead of 1. And when you can execute on those passes, the goal at the end is the easy part.
Well, it was an incredible setup by the Explosion on that one. You saw the 2 wingers coming in. They got just ahead, and they formed sort of like a crescent moon formation with the wingers coming in, and it was perfect placement positioning-wise. And you saw what the result was.
When you've got a 3-on-1 or a 3-on-2, it almost always, you're much better off with the puck on the wing as opposed to in the center. Because if it's in the center, the defenseman can just hold his ground and you don't have as good a pass. But if you get it to the side, the defenseman has to choose if he's going to chase the puck to the side or stay in the center and give up the shot.
Cooker's pass got to be knocked down by Holschlag and now picked up by YVU, but they put that right into the waiting glove of Jacob Sickles. Now a foot race. Won by YVU. Trying to get that up to Jordan Dunn. Dunn shaking his head. Cooker passing across the floor, and YVU player takes a fall. Taven Yoder coming in with the back check. Salo puts a stick on that one and bounces past Cooker, but chases that one down. Vassallo in with the pressure. Dunn frustrating Cooker now.
Nice work, though,
Yep.
by Cooker.
Cooker, spinorama move. Comes in, going for a backhanded shot. Loose puck. I don't see
Oh,
it.
that's
They're
a kick.
saying It's in.
That's a kick, though. I don't think there's any way they're going to call that a goal.
We're going to see here. Referee is signaling. He's signaling the other official to come talk to him. They're going to discuss it. Look for the feet here. Watch the feet.
I thought that was a
it's
kick
big
all the way.
kick.
Yeah.
We'll take another look at that one. We'll see that again. Maybe we could slow it down a bit, but just a bit more. Let's take another look on the board. And they're
No
waving
goal.
it off already, so but we'll give you one more look at it. You can see, watch the right foot of 12 here. And you see it, yep, he just dishes that
All
in.
the
That's
way,
a
yeah.
kick. It's a forward kicking motion. They're going to wave that off. It's a good call by the official.
Really good call by the officials. I'm surprised they didn't have the face-off all the way down the other end.
Cyberlich pleading his case immediately, and he was right.
Yeah.
Cut off. Hill trying to find Derek Blumendahl. It's picked up by Kitchell.
Sickles is doing a really good job on the forecheck, chasing that puck down and forcing him backwards.
Dinser up to Hill. He gets through 2. He's got Cooker right in front. Looking for a pass to get to Blumendahl. Had a good angle on that one. Couldn't get past Cooker.
Good defense.
There's a big swing, and that's going to be.
Yeah, you got to call that one.
Caden Hill puts his hands on the back.
Hill lost his stick, so he just kept going and grabbed a hold of him and pulled him down.
And they pull Sickles to the floor, and Sickles draws that penalty.
Watch this, no stick, no problem. I'm going to get him anyway.
Yeah, he's got 2 hands on the midsection and
Yeah,
puts his weight on him. And actually, you know what really I think caused that to really happen was the stick of Hill getting into the skates, but when he's leaning on that player like that,
right.
they'll call it a trip, they'll call it holding, whatever they call it, it's a penalty.
Yep.
This is Jordan Dunn. Dunn struggling to get that out. Finally does get it past middle of the rink. Looks like Cooker is going to put a stick on that, bounced over. Gets a little help from netminder Eli Kuhava-Levine. Cooker comes across the middle. Wide formation by the Explosion and a little collision out there. And
I'm not
Matthew
sure what happened
Bliven
there.
looks really shaken up.
I don't know if they called a penalty or they just stopped the play because he was in a bad position.
And he was.
I do
Bliven's
not
reaching
know.
up to his face.
I'm not sure if the ref ever raised his arm on this.
Blown dead. Now official Matt Parr.
Oh, yeah.
It's a shoulder into the chin.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be a call.
Wonder if Matt Parra has taken a strategic moment to take a look up on the big board. Again, there is no official replay in this game. However, we do have the game. You can see the bottom of the big screen there on your screen. All these calls up to the discretion of the referees. Whatever they call, that's how it's going to be. And if they just happen to glance up and see a replay and make a change or decide later, that's totally on them. That's the discretion they have.
And the Explosion coach is arguing that play, but I think his argument is that it took the referee a minute for the whistle. Not a minute, but a few seconds. He blew the whistle a couple of seconds after it happened, like he wasn't going to call it initially. And I think the coach would just like to understand what that referee saw there.
In just my humble opinion, I don't think there was a whole lot of maliciousness on that
Oh,
play.
no.
Guy's shoulder right at chin height of Bliven, skates into him. Bliven not really expecting it, just a unfortunate collision.
But it's an obvious call. You got to call it.
Charles Denzer was laying on that puck. Explosion pulled that out, but Taven Yoder's got it 3-on-3 here. See if the YVU can get one back.
Haven't called Yoder's name a lot in this game. He's going to have to get it moving here if YVU wants to get in this game.
Well, he's waiting this out. He got 5 seconds left on the YVU penalty, and once they get back to full strength, they'll have about a minute to play around with here.
I just mean in general, he's going to have to be involved in the play more.
Absolutely.
He just hasn't had the puck on his stick a whole lot.
Hill comes out.
And that's where he's at his
Slow
best.
Playing it now. Yoder getting a little chiding from Dad, CJ Yoder, telling him to show up with the urgency, man.
Yep.
Here's Caden Hill. Loses it for just a second, picks it right back up. He's got Yoder and now some space for Jordan Dunn. Dunn's going to have a chance here. He shoots. I think that might have deflected off of somebody, but it does go wide.
He had a screen there. That was a tester, that shot.
And the power play and the game clock almost neck and neck. Shot in, score! The YVU.
Did that go off a helmet?
Back within one. We'll take another look at it, but it's Jordan Dunn. No, Caden Hill.
I'm not sure in front if that didn't go off the YVU player's helmet.
Fresh
as
off
he
the
ducked down.
box.
Let me see where this goes. I don't know.
Yeah, and that was actually I don't know if that was 28 or 27 out front, but you saw he just did the quick jump to the side to create the lane. It's a good screen on Guava Levine. Big team effort on the power play.
Yeah.
One more look at it. It's Dunn over to Hill. He's got 2 big X's in front of him. Yeah, and then I believe that's Kitchell jumps out of the way at the last second, surprising Eli Guava Levine, and that's exactly what YVU needed to finish out that first period.
So the Explosion at times were just dominant in this half, and but they're coming in the second half with just a 1-goal lead. You got to think YVU is happy to come out of that half just down by 1.
Here's how it started. The first goal of the game going through 5-hole on Cyberlich. It was Braxton Kitchell returning the favor. Shot by Yoder going high there. There was that 3-on-1 rush and the give-and-go pass.
Yeah, I mean that's a big one, a precipitous goal there at the end of the half with the less than 30 seconds to go. That is one of those momentum stealers sometimes. Let's see if YVU can build on that.
2 key calls by the officials in that first half. There was a goal by the Explosion waved off after determined that they kicked that one in. We saw that very clearly on the replay, and then it took a long time, but we got that call from official Matt Parra after Bliven took a shoulder to the chin.
Yep.
And I didn't hear exactly what that call was. I don't know if it was roughing or it couldn't be roughing. There's a deflected shot, comes off the stick of Coker.
Yeah. He's been really solid defensively.
Denzer puts the pressure on him. There's a pass over the middle. Owen Elliott corrals it. Got Nixon trying to get that in the middle. Nobody there. Picked up by the team in teal.
Explosion backing off, playing a little bit of defense here to start the half.
There's a shot kept out by the chest of Levine.
Yeah, nice play by Levine.
Cooker keeps that one away from Hill. Cooker trying to puck handle and lost it just a little bit. He ends up corralling it again and goes back all the way back the other way. Now this is Holschlag. Big E. Ethan Holschlag. And Bliven kind of just standing still, trying to get that all the way down to Bo Pennington. Pennington.
That was a 2-on-1 down low. If they could have connected on that first pass.
He's a tall guy. When he stretches all the way out and can't get it,
yeah,
that pass is just a little off target.
Good defense once again to step in the way of that pass.
Another 2-on-1 shot. Bit wide of the net. Might have hit it. Just small piece of the post. Dunn shot. That goes off the blocker of Eli Kuhava-Levine. This is Sickles settling things down. Leaves it for Holschlag out there with Pennington. And then now down the low is Cooker. He's got Bliven on him.
The Explosion, when we watched the play earlier, really looked to get that long pass going on the breakout. They haven't really been able to connect on any of those so far this game.
Bliven gets that over to Denzer, gives it back to him. He's out there. He's got Dunn a little distance behind him, trying to go far side there on Levine and too wide. That puck left by KJ Vassallo. Dunn's got to skate down Pennington. Pennington circles that one back. I wonder if Bliven actually is shaken up. He seems to be just a little bit off his normal speed at the moment.
Coker puts on a burst there. Really got some speed going.
There's too many bodies to get through there for Cooker.
Yep.
This is KJ Vassallo out there with Holschlag, and that one too wide. Initially cut off, but picked back up by the Explosion. For a shot in low on Cyberlich, kept out with the legs.
This puck is really moving back and forth up and down the rink now.
Well, more back than forth if you're the YVU squad.
Yeah.
Explosion still dominating possession. Going low again. Cyberlich puts a stick on that. Can't quite get a clear on it, but he dives and covers up. Get a face off to his right. Good idea by Holschlag.
Yep.
Good positioning. Chipped up for Vassallo, no, for Blumendahl. He's moved off of it by Holschlag. Elliott controlling, sends that to the backboards. Holschlag hanging out. Under 14 to go here in the second period. Down low, Yoder contending with Jacob Sickles, who now is going to move back into his defensive end, trading places with Owen Elliott, happening off of your screen. Explosion hanging out.
Again, they keep looking for that man long, and they just haven't been able to break him free.
Blumendahl finally moves in. Holschlag trying to get that over to Sickles and can't hang on to it. YVU pick it up, having a little trouble controlling it is Hill, and now the Explosion get the turnover. Elliott trying to get past Yoder. He gets over the middle.
2-on-1.
It's a foot race right to the middle of the floor. It's going to be a 2-on-1. This is Hill. He's got Blumendahl. Hill shoots it himself, goes too high. Yoder's got it now. Back to Hill, trying to get through. Good stick by Holschlag to force the turnover. Now Taven Yoder returns the favor. Coach CJ pointing down to the other side of the floor, telling him to move the puck. Now he's shrugging his shoulders. The delay there by Yoder is why that got cut off. Fan on the initial shot. Again, Cyberlich having to dive to cover that up. Bail out his defense on that one. Yeah, Sickles fans on that initial feed in. He's right there for a rebound before Cyberlich gets the cover. YVU winning the faceoff in their defensive zone.
Cyberlich doesn't mess around. He knows his role and he's got to hop on that puck and cause a face-off whenever he
Solo's got a
can.
man down low. There it is right there, and two players collide.
Man.
Dunn running into his teammate Kitchell when he was controlling right over the middle. It's just an unfortunate play. That could have been a good opportunity for YVU.
Oh, had a man breaking down the slot all alone there and just couldn't get it to him. That was Dunn again.
Saw the chin strap of Dunn fly up a little bit after taking the stick up there. Now he's getting frustrated by Sickles. Puts a whack in on him. 3-on-2, 3-on-1. We saw this earlier, the shot and score. Exact same play, just to the opposite side. No give and go on that one. Just one pass is enough.
I think that was Nixon who buried it, was it? And that's a really nice shot up high.
They've done that twice to Cyberlich now. 4-2 is your score. Nearing the 11-minute remaining. Period 2. 8 minutes gone.
Score by number 58, Theo Nixon. Assisted by number 20, Roland Cooker. With 11 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the second period.
Roland Cookout.
Nixon from Cooker with 11:34 remaining in the second period.
Saw Dunn give a little whack to Kuhalo Levine on that one.
They got the long pass out there this time, but they couldn't break him free. There it is.
There's a pass in the middle, and then it's Bliven tying up the stick of Pennington. Pennington had some space there. That comes around the boards, picked up into the mid-section of the floor by Holschlag, who's going to take it all the way back to his other end. The Explosion will continue to control a nice little nifty spin move by Cooker, who comes in, and that shot is good. Explosion had the momentum all game. Little screen out front by Owen Elliott. Excellent puck placement by Cooker.
Yeah, Cooker's been he's had stretches where he's dominant. Not only, you see his offensive chops there, but he's been just great on defense. He's got a stick on the puck so many times when YVU looks like they're going to have a scoring opportunity, and he just knocks it away.
Yoder making some moves to try to go the other way. Finally gets moved off the puck by the bigger body of the Explosion player. Cooker trying to do it again. I think that one touched the post, top bar. That shot and score. It's Owen Elliott. The slapper finds the back of the net. Explosion beginning to run away with it. We're going to get a timeout from the YVU.
Wow, that was fast. I mean, this is anybody's game, and the next thing you know, there's just a dominant stretch by the Explosion.
I'm going to take another look at that. Let's see if we had a little redirect by that YVU player in front of Cyberlich. Watch the stick here. The player in teal right in front of the glove. And
couldn't tell.
I can't really tell either way. He did skate right in front of his goalie right as that shot was coming, so Cyberlich didn't have a lot of time to dial in on it.
Yeah.
So Cyberlich raised the stick. Frustration there at the end. Don't know if that was just because another one going in or because he just couldn't get any help from his defense on that one.
Yeah, that's one Cyberlich doesn't normally give up from outside like that, but it was quite a shot. And you really can't blame Cyberlich. He's made some big saves here. You can see Coach Yoder talking to the boys. He's on him pretty hard there, and as much as they need 4 goals to get back in the game, he's got to be talking about defense a little bit too. They can't just keep giving up these good shots in front.
Well, with 9:23 remaining, still lots of hockey to play here. Blumendahl's out there with Kitchell, Denzer, and Hill. In the red and black, it's Elliott, Holschlag, Pennington, and of course Cooker. Kitchell. Give that to Denzer. Hill passes it behind the back. Cooker gets a stick on it, and the Explosion comes away with it. It was actually Elliott. Errant pass, though. Blumendahl going to shoot, fire in, looking for a rebound attempt.
Good work by Blumendahl there, moving his feet, creating havoc a little bit. And that's what they need to do all over the floor.
Blumendahl comes off. He's a good young hockey player. We saw him absolutely dominate for the 14U squad. Hasn't been on the floor a ton in this game. Vassallo back out there as this puck comes to Holschlag. Holschlag going to pass it back from the Explosion. Just trying to chew up the clock at this point with a comfortable 4-goal lead. Make the YVU come to them. Cooker, no, that is Elliott going to hang out down the low.
Yep.
While Cooker camps out. A hush falls over the crowd.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet right now with a 4-goal lead.
And there's a bar down shot by Ethan Holschlag. Another big snipe.
And so the Explosion has shown us here why they're considered favorites in this division. They've just been, in many cases, dominant, and they're really putting on a show right now.
Yoder skating backwards on that one. Holschlag able to redirect over the middle. Good move by him to get a lot of space and then an even better placement with the puck. These hockey players, they love those bar down goals.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm going to go back and watch this one probably a few times, a replay on YouTube, which, hey, again, just a reminder, you can always go back and watch all these games on our YouTube channel. And feel free to share it with the hockey fan in your life. Vassallo makes a physical play. He takes down, I think, Pennington.
Yeah, that could have easily been called a penalty there.
Refs let him play.
Yeah, I think with the 5-goal lead, I think the refs are
and a nice
giving
job.
him a little bit of leeway there.
It was a nice job by Cooker after getting back up.
Yeah.
Being taken down by Vassallo. He cut off the pass that was coming to Vassallo, just knocked it right down. Takes it all the way to the other end. Bliven forces that turnover. Now Dunn shoots. Loose puck. Fed in. It's KJ Vassallo getting that rebound shot. Guava Levine made the initial save.
Yep.
Could not corral it, though. He's trying to get a glove on that. Pulls his glove down just at the last second. It bounces off the top. Goes off his shoulder. Ends up hanging out right out front, and Kuhava Levine nearly gets caught sleeping, trying to recover from that last play. He was out of net and got sent down the other way, a little straighter.
Yep.
And the YVU would be back within 3.
Yeah, Levine's a little frustrated. I think for a second he thought he had that in his glove.
And there's a nice redirect chance by Jordan Dunn. Saw Kuhava Levine had the glove ready again. Cooker trying to glove that one down, bounces over to Jordan Dunn. Dunn has that knocked away by Cooker. No call.
2-on-1.
I don't think that was a trip anyway. There's a shot. That rings off the crossbar. Holschlag had the last one. Touches the top netting here at the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena, and puck is blown dead.
Yep, that one about a half an inch off on the outside of the post instead of the inside.
Get a face off to the right of Cyberlich with about 5 to go here. What will the YVU do? Do they have any last tricks? We'll see if Coach Yoder thinks about maybe pulling his goaltender here. Not really necessarily so much out of hopes that they can come back. But again, this YVU team, they kind of treat these tournaments here at home as a dress rehearsal for their travel tournaments. And yep, there he goes. Cyberlich is coming out. All right,
no
now here's
reason
tonight's
not to.
lottery numbers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there's no reason not to pull the goalie at this point because it's not like you can come back from a loss. You either win the championship or you're second place. That's all there is to it.
That end cut off by Cooker. He feeds it all the way down, just about 1.5 feet wide.
There's an icing.
But if you're, big ice guy, Bill Mulhern.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wyatt McCrary, who was calling all these games with me all week long. Wyatt, big ice guy.
He did a great job, by the way, Logan. He really did.
Now, I'm really proud of my brother.
I enjoyed
making the trip here to Colorado from Louisiana. There's a shot in low. Caden Hill. Yeah, it's his first time on the mic. Worked hard all week. Big shout out to him. Shout out to anybody who happens to be watching from Louisiana. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody tuning in to Roller Planet for this broadcast. Dunn controls. There's a shot in low on the legs of Kuhava Levine.
YVU's got to get their bodies in front there. There's just nobody there for that rebound. Now they've got a couple guys in there.
There's a bouncing puck. And it's
There
in.
it is. Just what I was talking about. You got to have the bodies in front of the net. And that puck initially comes in. I think the defenseman knocked it down first, and so it was just right there on a tee.
And I think that's going to be Charles Denzer who got the last touch on that one. Seiblich is going to stay out with 3 goals still needed. And there's a shot in on an empty netter chance. I think that was Owen Elliott shaking his hands. Knocked his thumb off somebody's stick on that attempt. Here comes Yoder right over the middle. Drifts to one of the wings, and now a chance for Caden Hill. Deflected by an explosion stick.
Levine gets his glove on that one and ties it up. Running down to 2 minutes to go here by the time they drop the puck.
Kuhava Levine getting a little fist bump from Ethan Holschlag. Snatched that spinning puck out of the air. Another empty net, and that second time today.
Yeah.
That one not a pass, but a clearing attempt, possibly a shot on goal. Rings off the rafters here at the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena.
Clock's still running because it's a 3-goal lead.
Under 2 to go. Yoder wins that one forward, and there is an empty netter attempt, and that one's going to go on the opposite side, but Holschlag's right there. He goes in past the diving stick of Jordan Dunn. Pretty simple little tap in, stays on the ground. Dunn just probably a half step behind it to have a hope of keeping that one out. A good effort really by him. That stick was lifted. He actually was there. His stick was just up a little bit.
Wow.
With the gloved hand, though, keeping that stick flat on the ground is almost impossible.
Great effort, though.
Yep.
Empty net goals. Scorer number 12, Ethan Holschlag. With
This
1
YVU squad again, it's a bunch of 14-year-olds out there skating up. Jordan Dunn takes a shot. That goes wide. Definitely the underdogs coming into this one. Explosion team played a dominant game all tournament long. They are 1 minute away from a date with destiny, as they like to say. This is Jordan Dunn coming back in, making a move over the middle, kept out by Cooker.
Under a minute now.
Cooker feeds that one back. See if Holschlag will look for another empty netter. Rims that one around. Cooker right there. Hill puts a little extra on that one. Cooker taps his skates twice. 30 to go. Cooker with it again. Hill's on him. Can't get it past. That one's going to drift too wide. Cyberwich did come back out. As you see him right there. Well, Bill, 2 championship games here in the 17U division. 2 dominant performances.
Right.
I think this one just a little bit more one-sided overall. That last one with the Lightning, they were right there against the Lincoln Thunder the whole way. The Thunder just able to find more goals. This one, again.
I give YVU a lot of credit playing up in age against older kids, and they really hung in there, and they had some stretches where they were the better team. But overall, you have to say the Explosion were by far the better team, and they deserved this win all the way.
Teams are going to shake hands. We take a look at the goals from this one. We saw the first one. Now this is the other 5-hole shot, immediately answered by Braxton Kitchell. This, now Bo Pennington giving that excellent play set up. Pennington with the assist on there. Cooker, that was the kick in.
Yep.
It was waved off.
Yep.
This was the power play snipe. I love that nifty little move out front by Kitchell to get out of the way, allow that puck to get past Eli Kuhava Levine. Cooker again. This was a key formation for this Explosion team. The YVU guys are watching this tape back. Got to figure out a way to solve that. Good positioning by the Explosion. That time, that was Owen Elliott with that slap shot. Holschlag, that bar down. I think that was the one. Went up 7. And there was that rebound. Backhanded in by KJ.
Yeah, for a second there, it looked like YVU was going to put on a real charge at the end of the game. They got a couple of late ones and had a chance to get back in it, but just too much explosion all the way.
Your empty netter. And now out on the floor, hockey director here at the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena and YVU coach CJ Yoder. Going to hand out some hardware for some of these kids. We'll go ahead and show you guys this award ceremony.
Hey, good job by both teams. Also, I want to mention good job by the refs. All day long, I've been watching it. I think we've had a real professional service done by the referees today.
Second place medalist, Tier 4 YVU 14. Starting, number 27,
absolutely, Bill.
Braxton Kitchline.
They hand out second place medals for this YVU squad.
Charles Ditzer.
Well, this will conclude our broadcasts from the 2025 Walt Frazier Invitational as we begin to wrap things up. We did 4 days. We're covering all the youth divisions. The adults will get underway tonight. We will not be covering any of those this time around. We'll still be taking some videos and getting pictures here and there from the Premier and Tier 1 and the 35 and up squads, but we hope you have enjoyed Roller Planet's coverage of the 2025 Walt Frazier Invitational. It's our pleasure to do this and showcase these young athletes. Got a lot of travel teams that make their way to the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena for this tournament. Got a lot of friends and family members in their hometowns. They're tuning in to watch. Shout out to everybody watching from Des Moines, Iowa, Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha. Had a couple of players in from YVU or from Hawaii playing for YVU this year, Bill.
Yep.
So shout out to everybody.
There's a pipeline there from Hawaii to Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
There really is.
Yeah. No, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There.
Oh yeah.
Coach Yoder's got a brother.
Yeah.
Out there somewhere. But we appreciate, no matter where you are, if you're able to make it out to some of the games in person or if you're watching this back later, shout out to all of our fans, all of our audience out there in Roller Planet. We can't do this without you. In fact, we do this for you. We hope you enjoyed it. As they continue to hand out the medals, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here from the broadcast booth. We're going to leave our video up for just a little while when they wrap things up there on the award ceremony. On behalf of my partner here, Bill Mulhern, for Wyatt McCrary, for all of our crew, Josh, Andy, Ryan, Eli, Levi, Kobe, Zanaya, and everyone that participates and helps out in these Roller Planet productions. Appreciate you guys. That's going to do it for us here up at the broadcast booth. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you next time. And hey, before I go, I just want to let you guys know we will be back. Our next broadcast will be from the Tom Osborne Invitational. This white floor you're looking at is going to come up. We're going to get back to the wood, and we're going to bring you some rink hockey. That's happening next week. Be on the lookout for our social medias for a schedule on that.
If you haven't seen that one, you got to tune in to see some rink hockey. It's wild.
An entirely different game, and it is a lot of fun. If you're not familiar with it, please tune in, check it out. But that's going to do it for us here at Roller Planet. We'll see you next time.
And now for your most valuable play.